Welcome back to DJ Life's Hip Hop Ephemera. This is issue number 10. I'm just right up front. This is going to be a long one. If you don't like, pontificating on the aspects of changing culture, and a dude kind of in his feelings about certain things, this is not for you. Skip it. Um, I'm just going to get right into it, and I want to talk about mixtapes. And blah blah blah. Fucking, I'm a backpacker, dinosaur. Mixtapes don't mean the same thing. Fucking, I don't care. I don't care. If you want to know my thoughts about the changing of what the word mixtape means, I think it's fucking funny. I love it when a word comes to mean two completely different things, and two people can be using the same word, but they both understand it differently. Communication breakdowns are funny to me. They just are. That's my feeling about mixtapes and hip hop. Um, but I want to talk about mixtapes as I knew them. Um, I understand what calendar year it is. If we say mixtape now, we're all talking about something totally fucking different. I'm okay with that. But as I encountered mixtapes, they were this wonderful little problematic sub scene in hip hop that really allowed for some different kinds of languages to arise in the music. Um, and I'm going to use the word problematic a lot, and I don't mean necessarily bad or needing to go away. Again, think of my love of hip hop and how it just fucking subverts everything. So, being problematic, but also understanding your place within a scene. I want to talk about the DJ as artist. And that, I am copying a phrase there, I guess. But, you know, mixtapes were really fucking problematic. And even as a fan, just buying mixtapes, you knew you were fucking engaging in buying some illegal shit. You can fucking buy tapes out of the classifieds in the back of the Source magazine. You knew you were buying some bootleg shit. It's just how it was. I considered all those cut up tapes, and you know, it was like hip hop radio after dark. What a wonderful documentation of a voice within the music. And I don't even want to start shouting out people. I mean, the fucking East Coast mixtape scene back in the mid to late '90s, just mind-blowingly fruitful, and just all kinds of wonderful little stories and scenes within that. Um, it was just a great time, and feelings about things. I don't care. It just it was just another kind of channel for the DJ as artist to flourish. And I'm not lamenting the death of the hip hop DJ or anything like that. I was just really involved in this part of the music, so I noticed this at the time. And when I say DJ as artist, you're probably thinking of classic hip hop DJs, and I want to distinguish between DJ as artist and DJ as instrument. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but there's a clear distinction there. Um, and in terms of like the people who were just, you're probably thinking of a classic hip hop DJ right now, just member of the crew, and um, just DJ as artist. I'm trying to think of people who were just really important to me, and I'm shamelessly going to seize this opportunity to big up one of the greatest pioneers of all time, and that's Pam the Funkstress. What an incredible figure! What a legend! I mean, I'm not even going to say anymore. If you know Pam the Funkstress, I mean, respect. She was had a huge impact on me, um, and she was, you know, kind of I don't know, kind of a middle figure between DJ as instrument and DJ as artist, because the next step in like DJing as artist was like the battle scene, and like they called it turntablism. And before I get into this isn't a critique, but before I get into my commentary on that aspect of the scene, I have to big up someone else. And she was so fucking dope. I'm gonna big up her crew twice. Shout out to Fifth Platoon and Cuttin' Candy. Um, no shame in my game. Cuttin' Candy was so fucking dope. I bit her shit verbatim. Some of her fucking routines I recreated live. She was when she stepped to the turntables, you knew exactly who the fuck she was. And as a woman in that aspect of the music, you know, I was in like a scratch composition group, and you know, just as an observation, there were not a lot of women around. I didn't stick around in that scene for too long. Um, Not primarily, you know, because there weren't other women around, but it just, you know, it became kind of like, oh, mm. Like I said, I can't really put into words. I'm feeling a certain way about this. So, yeah, I stuck around in the scene for a little bit, but it was clear that stuff had a ceiling, and like I was looking to have as many timbres on my instrument as I could, and uh, you know, as far as like that battle, like scratch composition shit, it's like the DJ equivalent of lyrical miracle shit, and you know, we all, yeah, that happened. So, yeah, because of the atmosphere in the scene, it kind of became hip hop jerky boys, and you know that stuff is always going to have a limited shelf life. I felt like I needed to kind of level up, and in my opinion, leveling up from there was blend tapes. Blend tapes were wonderful. I had hours and hours of blend tapes, and they weren't always interesting, but just, you know, taking things and putting them in a different context and using the music to talk to itself to say different things. And blend tapes, I mean, if I can put shook ones over the militia, it sounds great. Um, the next step from blend tapes there were people, and in my opinion, just one of the best DJs of all time, J Rock from the Beat Junkies. That fucking dude is so soulful when he plays a set. Doesn't matter what records he's playing, you feel his heart through the music. And he's still fucking around, still killing it. I wish you could access some of his old blend tapes online because, man, truly just a master of vibe. On the more kind of like wacky side of that, do you guys remember this fucking brain freeze garbage that DJ Shadow and Cut Chemist did? And again, that started out as like a live performance, and it evolved into this. If you know what I'm talking about when I say brain freeze, isn't just think of trying to explain the anthropological context of that mixtape. What a fucking nightmare. Uh, it's not for everybody. I guess I'm sure it's still around in some capacity. Seek it out if you just want a fucking colorful barrage of sounds. Um, yeah, what a great tape. Very entertaining. Someone that really kind of took the DJ as artist, you know, recontextualizing the music to have the music say something back to itself in real time. Another person from Fifth Platoon, Vinrock. That guy was a king. I mean, his tape from '97, audio animation. I don't know if it's like lost media or something by this point. You can hear it a little bit in pieces. Maybe some, I just don't know the right download spots, but that's one of my favorite albums of '97. Here, just to give you an example, if you've never heard that tape, the only fucking guy that could put 8 Steps to Perfection on the same side of the same tape as If I Ruled the World and still fucking sustain the vibe. Absolute king. Um, I don't want to say he was the best of the best, but I mean, he was certainly my favorite DJ back in the day, and because he was really saying something different than everybody else, and he was just using the music to do that. Um, you know, and shout out to Fifth Platoon, fucking multicultural, multi-gender, and I mean, I loved them so much back then, and I don't hear anybody talk about fucking cutting candy anymore. And unfortunately, a lot of this stuff it was regional, so I might have missed out on some folks, unfortunately. Um, and on that note, you know, kind of regrettable, lamenting. You know, how does fucking mashups factor into all this? I know there was other like instances of like music combining itself with itself in the past, but you know, mashups became kind of like the meme version of blend tapes, and you know, there was shit like fucking God. I remember they put "Bring the Noise" over Seven Nation Army and like cut up the funky drummer breaking it. Pretty fucking entertaining, but kind of missing the point, you know. And um, yeah, I don't know, mashups. And with mashups, it was less about who was putting it together. It was just about what fucking nonsense they were putting together. And you know, self-awareness. A lot. That's what a lot of my old blend tapes that I made were. But you know, I don't know. It just kind of changed. And you know, I don't have any big thoughts to end this with. I just kind of wondering out loud. You know, DJ as artists. Sure, you can go see DJs play live now, but in terms of just using other people's copyrighted material to say something else, we talk a lot about fair use these days. And, you know, were mixtapes, as I encountered them at first, was that fair use? I don't know. I mean, imagine if someone uploaded the latest Taylor Swift single and all they were doing was going, you know, doing drops over it. Everybody would pretty fucking angry about that. But you know, at one point, that's what mixtapes were, and certain DJs had a voice that would fall into that, and everybody was just okay with it. I mean, just I'm not saying one's better than the other. I just love taking a step back and looking at how culture changed, and you know, I don't know, mixtapes, you guys. DJ as artist, I don't know. Thanks for listening. DJ Life's Hip Hop Ephemera.